Hello, I'm Casey Kasem, and you're listening to the radio on Strong Island Radio and Television in beautiful Massapequa, New York. Welcome to the show. Here's your host, John Santo. Hello, everybody, and thank you, Donna Summer, for doing that, what do you call that, our theme song or whatever? I don't even know what you call it. The song. The intro song, the theme song, whatever you want to call it. That's what it is. And it happens to just match the name of the show, which is the radio. I have a great special celebrity guest co-host tonight. And if you can tell by her laugh, you'll know who it is. And on the radio, the tradition is I say, please welcome my special guest co-host. And the special guest co-host will say their own name. This is done for two reasons. One, I can never mispronounce the co-host's name. Two, because I'm incompetent. Two, it's a nice thing. It's like everybody that comes on the show knows that. They have to say their own name. So please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the radio, my special, very special celebrity guest co-host,
Sue Ellen Ewing.
Sue Ellen Ewing from Dallas is here, ladies and gentlemen. From Dallas.
Or also known as Danielle Lieblein. But definitely like Sue Ellen Ewing way better.
Like a Sue Ellen, who was always drunk, I remember, on the show. Very bad drinking problem.
Well, wouldn't you have a drinking problem too if you were married to J.R. Ewing?
I probably would, because he always wore those ridiculous hats.
Oh my God, I think they're adorable with his cowboy boots.
They are. When I went to Dallas, I've been to Dallas like 4 times on business, and I always wanted to get a Stetson.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to blend in. I wanted to blend, you know?
I don't know how well you would blend, but
no, once I started talking, yeah, the accent would blow it.
Give it away. Yeah.
Totally gave it away. But I stayed at a place called the I always say it was the Asparagus Hotel, but that's not the name of the hotel. The Adolphus. It's called the Adolphus. I swear. The Adolphus, right? So I was with my I'll tell you a quick funny story. This is Dallas, right? So is it the Adolphus Hotel in historic downtown Dallas, not far from the Kennedy thing. And so it's a very old hotel. You know those keys that they have with the tassel, the velvet tassel? You ever see a key like that, like a brass key? So when you checked into a hotel, so you're way too young.
Yes. Absolutely.
You had a regular key, right? And then not the electronic. So they saved the wall of all those keys.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
For historic purposes. So all my other coworkers were staying at this like really fancy, brand new, I think it was a Hyatt. And we shared a cab back to the hotel, so they dropped me off at my hotel. Like, oh, you're staying in here? And I'm like, Queen Elizabeth stayed here. Who stayed in your hotel? Nobody. They have a painting of Queen Elizabeth in the lobby because she stayed there. So where would I rather stay? The Hyatt or the Queen Elizabeth Hotel?
Or the Asparagus.
The Asparagus Hotel. It's called the Adolphus. Isn't that a weird name for a hotel, the Adolphus?
Well, what does it mean? Can someone Google it for us and let us know what that actually means?
We actually don't have like a staff. I'll Google it though. I'll Google it.
Someone could Google that. Now I don't even know how to spell it, or I would Google it for you.
So I'll Google Adolphus and see what that means. So So the funny thing is that there was no way I was going to do the show in the studio, even though we're compliant in the studio with the virus.
What virus? Which
the
virus? What virus?
The horrible, the Wuhan, China.
I'm not sure what virus you're talking about.
That thing that's going around. But the
Oh, we're not allowed to talk about politics.
No, we're really supposed to be funny, like, because people. So the ratings have been very good with the movie TV trivia, but what was it?
Okay, so So stay away from my political views of people.
No, because everybody tells me they don't care. They don't like. I talk about something and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like I said something. I get into more arguments now with people about pulp orange juice than anything else.
Well, do you like pulp or you don't like pulp? What is it?
Maximum pulpage.
Oh my God, me too. Like the thicker, the better.
Grove Stand. I go Grove Stand all the way.
100% freshly squeezed is the best.
So when I'm in Florida, they have the freshly squeezed. I'm like Lois Lane in Superman 2. I love the freshly squeezed orange juice.
Me too. It's my favorite.
When I was in 2015, I was at Met Spring Training with our friend Mr. LaRocchia. We were down there doing comedy shows. I had I wasn't sick, but I had like when you just feel ugh, but nothing's wrong with you. You're not sneezing, you're not coughing, you're just ugh. So I had the ugh. And
I wish people saw that face just now because that face definitely needs to be on video.
I had that. My friend brought me freshly squeezed orange juice right from the Grove. Made that very day. It was like Dom Perignon of orange juice. It was so amazing. Please.
Can I tell you what orange juice is really good, but it's going to sound so bad, but I swear to you, it's so good.
What?
Did you ever go to the Walt Whitman Mall?
Of course.
Okay, so if you go into the entrance by Bloomingdale's, they have a fresh orange juice machine. It's like $5 for the best glass of orange juice you'll ever have. This machine takes the oranges and squeezes it in front of you and puts it in a cup. It's so beyond good.
I love freshly squeezed orange juice. The best.
So if you're ever in a mall, go get some.
I don't care how much it could. It could be $10. I drove.
It actually might be more than $5. It might be $8, but it's whatever it is. I got to tell you, I had 3 of them. It was so worth it.
I love when you go to. So I used to do a bit by act about orange juice. When you go to the orange juice, you ever see how many different kinds of orange juices there are? You have freshly squeezed. You have pulp, no pulp, super pulp. Then you've got with vitamin D, pulp, with this lightly pulp. I go with the maximum pulp. And people say, you like to chew your juice? You like to chew it? Do you chew? You don't chew it. It goes down so smooth.
But then there's with calcium, with vitamin D.
Right. It's like ordering a car.
It actually might be harder to order orange juice than to order a car because when you walk in, you just say, I want that car, and you get it. The juice is many juices in that juice aisle. I
always get the maximum juice, the maximum pulp. And it's it's better for you. It's actually better for you than the other one. I don't have any proof of that, but I know it is.
Well, did you feel better after you drank it? Did you feel better? Were you were you finished in that weird face you just made after you drank it that day? Did you feel much better?
I felt, yes. Within 3-4 hours of that, I felt like when Superman was depleted of his energy and he was able to fly just above the clouds and he's soaked in the sun, and all of a sudden he's got he's got the heat vision again, and he's blasting through rock. That's how I felt after drinking the orange juice. Like Superman when he gets what's the term? Repowered by the sun. Because our sun is what gives him his power.
See, I don't know much about Superman. I am not a Superman fan.
I would have figured you for a Superman fan.
I'm not a Superman fan. I think he's awesome, I guess, but I'm a really Flash Gordon girl.
Flash Gordon. Oh, I have a question for you about
Go
Flash
ahead.
Gordon. Wait a second. I got to get the Flash Gordon theme. So I was disappointed. Did you see Bohemian Rhapsody with the Queen movie?
Of course.
Okay. Good movie.
Great movie.
And unfortunately, I'm old enough to remember Live Aid when it was live.
Me too.
And it was so cool seeing it recreated that way. And with Wembley Stadium, which is a legendary stadium.
It was real footage, wasn't it? Real footage when they showed the crowd?
I think it was part real and part digitally enhanced because they showed the actors on the stage. So I think it was a combination. But the way they swooped in on it was incredible. I don't know how much of it was real. It's a good thing that we don't know, right? I want to enjoy the movie. But
I thought when you looked out in the crowd, I thought that was definitely...
that was real, but did you see when they come in from the air over the stadium? I think that was digital.
Oh, yeah, when you couldn't really see their faces exactly, but you saw where they were standing?
Like they showed the stadium from the air, and then they swooped down, and then you went over the crowd to the stage. I don't think that was real. But when you saw this crowd, that was real. That part
that's
was
what
real.
I thought.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, from the stage. Yeah, that was. I think so. Let me see. Let me see what the thing.
But they didn't play Queen. They didn't play Flash Gordon.
That's what I was going to say. You don't see. They
didn't play. Why?
They played Flash Gordon movie, and did you ever see the Will Ferrell movie Blades of Steel or something? When they're doing the, I didn't send you that link to that movie.
I don't think you did.
I thought I sent you the link. Shit. I thought I sent it to you. But when I was at spring training this year, I thought of you right away because I was at the thing. All of a sudden, I'm walking. I hear thump, thump, thump. I'm like, what the hell? I thought I was going to turn around. I was looking for you. I'm like, oh wow, they invited Danielle to spring, but Danielle doesn't even like baseball. But
Danielle doesn't like baseball.
She doesn't like baseball, so I'm looking around for you, and all of a sudden, like the Mets are playing it on the field behind me, and I had to record it.
Wait, are people playing baseball now? Are we going to baseball games? What's the deal with baseball?
We're not going, but they're playing them. The Mets are getting creamed right now.
But how well can you play without a fan base? Do they play as well?
It's they saying that it's different because you don't feed off the energy of the crowd. It's like a comedian. Like it's like me doing I do a Zoom comedy show, and they're okay, but it's not like being like with the people and having the energy of the people there. Yeah.
So why can't we go to a baseball game, but we can riot? Am I not allowed to go there right now?
Well, no, that's a legitimate question because I've been saying that for a long time.
Okay, so I'm not going to kick off the show for that question because it doesn't make sense.
No. If you're a Met fan, you're allowed to riot anyway because you should be rioting. See, it doesn't apply to Philadelphia Eagles fans because they riot every game anyway. So, like, you wouldn't even know the difference. They burn down their stadium all the time.
Really?
But, yeah, that was that. No, I'm kidding. They don't. But they do get arrested a lot. There's a precinct in the stadium. Because there's so many drunken, obnoxious Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Sounds like fun.
That ain't no lie either. That's truth. Oh
okay,
yeah,
so
I got the flash.
Why can't we go to baseball game? Someone said you can go to a basketball game though.
No, they're playing, but no fans.
So we're not allowed to have fans anywhere.
Nowhere. So I'm doing a comedy show Thursday night, and everybody's got to stay in their car. So I'm doing a show. We're doing a drive-in show. Hold on, I should probably announce the show, like promote it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me just tell everybody where I'm going to be. I got to pull up the flyer because I don't remember. I used to have a manager that did these things, but no, I never had a manager. But I always wanted. Did you ever see the movie Tootsie?
Of course.
Shame on you, Dr. Brewster, and shame on you too, dearie. Macho shithead. I love that. I used to do, obviously, haven't done that in a while. I always wanted to argue with my manager like that. Like, New York is a coast too, Michael. New York is a coast too, you know. I never had a manager like that. I always wanted a guy who would break my chops about not getting out there enough, not going into enough audition.
Someone who would push you.
Yeah, somebody that kind of pushes you a little bit. But also, like I want to argue about money with them, and I don't have a manager.
I could challenge you. You want me to be your manager?
Yes, I need a manager.
Awesome. We will. Yeah, I'll be a manager.
Let me just pull up this thing. Why don't things come up instantly? Okay, Thursday, August 7th at 7 p.m. Live comedy on the big screen at Mima's Restaurant, 1147 Jericho Turnpike in Comac. It's me, Les Deegan, David Weiss, all phenomenal comics. Alan Streisfeld. We're performing in front of a movie screen in Mima's parking lot. $60 per carload, includes $25 worth of food. Arrive at 7 p.m. for dinner show. Show starts at 9 in the Northgate Shopping Center. Audio transmitted through your car. Audio. How cool is that?
I have so much to say, but I'm not going to say anything.
Well, you can say something about this. Because it is, I get it. You know, like this is what we've been reduced to. Like, we have to have carloads of people. But I am going to be on the TV screen, which I'm worried about, because the camera adds 10 pounds. and I'm worried how many cameras they're going to have.
True, that could get very funny. That could get bad.
That could get bad.
I need to wait. So we're not allowed to go to comedy shows. We're not allowed to go to games.
Some comedy shows you can go to. Now, here's where it gets ridiculous. You can go to a restaurant and be inside, but you can't be in a restaurant with the same social distancing rules of 6 feet between the tables. If there's you can go there for live music. But if you follow all of the same protocols and there's a comedian there, you can't have it with a comedian indoors because laughing somehow spreads the virus more than. So if somebody tells a funny, laughing. So if somebody tells a funny story at the table, they can't laugh because that'll make it like a comedy show. No fun. You can't have any fun at the table.
Who's the idiot making these rules? I'm just asking.
The governor of New York is who's making the law, and you have to order food. You have to order food. Because if you don't eat, you could spread the virus.
Well, COVID knows when there's food on the table.
COVID knows the difference. So now, Danielle, if you order a jalapeno popper or mozzarella stick, that's not substantial food. Has to be a
COVID knows. COVID knows the difference.
It knows. Well, the only here's my problem with the mozzarella sticks, right? So if you order, so I got to do it with my Como voice. It's better. So if you go to the table and you're 4 people and they bring you 7 mozzarella sticks, who doesn't get the second stick? You have to decide. They should bring 8. They should bring 8. It's so true because somebody's not gonna get the. You know what I mean? Like, why do they bring an odd amount for an even number of people?
I don't know. Can we just talk about Cuomo for 1 second in the nursing homes?
Oh, that's a hot topic. I have friends that very passionate about that on the book face.
On the book face? Oh,
I call it book face. What did you want to say?
I posted something on Twitter because it was so bad that I was afraid my mom would see it. I was afraid my mom would see it on Facebook, and then she'd call me up yelling and screaming and telling me to take it down. So I posted it on Twitter instead.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is, and I'm not going to call the governor names because he is the governor.
Right.
But what's going on in the nursing home is absolutely ridiculous. He's saying that 28 days of no COVID residents and no COVID patient staff members, we're allowed to have visitation, which they still have to be 6 feet apart and they're not allowed to touch each other.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that's funny. That's the joke. Like, so what is the COVID police going to stop them? Yes, unfortunately, the nursing home it has to stop the people from touching their loved ones.
Right.
So we opened up visitation where I work for 1 day, and then a staff member tested positive, and we had to close it down again for 28 more days. And we just found out today's Monday, that somebody else, a staff member has COVID. So now 28 days from now. So if we keep doing this 28 days, we're never opening visitation.
You're never going to open it. Yeah, it's
ever.
You know what's crazy about the whole virus thing, right? So originally in March, they said that we'd have to quarantine, like mostly shut down for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever. I figured it would probably go to 4, but I'm like, that makes sense because if everybody's separate, the virus has no host, has nowhere to go. Eventually, it like goes way, way down to almost nothing. And then all of a sudden it came back again. And I'm like, if separating like that wasn't going to stop it, I'm like, it's like almost like crazy, like how it's unstoppable. So now I am starting to get a little worried about all that.
Is it unstoppable?
Well, I won't say it's unstoppable, but like it seems. So first of all, there's like 2 things at work, right? We are like everybody says, oh, by testing more, yeah, you are obviously going to find more cases, right? There's probably a lot of other cases that are on. That's what scares me. Like when you have the flu, I have the flu, I stay home, right? I only infected people that I ran into before I was symptomatic. But once you know you're sick, so many people have it and don't know it and spread it. At least
are we positive about that? Because let me tell you something.
I don't know for sure. I'm just going by what they say.
Yeah, and I don't know who they is, but I'm going to tell you my personal experience that is real. So I work in a nursing home. I fed COVID patients. So I was in their face. I had a mask on, but I was in their face. They were dying. I was holding their hands. I was there. I never got COVID. My coworker never got sick, but she has antibodies for COVID. So she definitely had.
Did you guys all get the antibody test or whatever, the blood test?
We all had to get the antibody test, and every week I get tested every week.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we have to get tested every week. So one of my coworkers who I'm extremely close with, she tested positive for the antibodies. And we were like, oh, my God, that's so weird. She wasn't sick one day. Just so we're clear, her and I were usually in my office together, like very, very close. She has 2 little kids that she has to take care of. She has a husband that she's actively loves and she's with.
Right.
None of them got COVID. Now, she was positive for the antibodies. Her children are not positive and never got sick, and her husband never got sick and doesn't have the antibodies. So what's going on here? So
I don't know.
Just because you have it and you're asymptomatic, what does that? Does that mean you're spreading it? I mean,
oh no, I don't know.
Craziness. This is craziness. What's going on?
Well, the thing that I worry as a data person, because I've worked on COVID dashboards for people. That's a case count. That's not people, right? If I get tested at CVS and I test positive and they tell me come back in a couple of days and I say, oh, CVS is too long, I'll go to Walgreens. Am I counted as 2 cases?
You count as 2 cases anyway.
Right, but they don't have a way to dedupe it. So I have a feeling, I don't know this for sure, that because of the HIPAA laws that we have here where you can't identify somebody uniquely, the other countries don't have those laws. So I have a feeling that the other countries' case counts are lower because they're counting unique people. If they tested positive. See, I want to know how many people got it twice, how long between infections, were they hospitalized?
Did they really get it twice, or did they still just have it in their body?
Or is the test bad? Is the test inaccurate?
I have an idea.
There's like 100. I wrote like 40 different questions that I have about the data. Not that I'm saying that anybody's bad, but I'm just saying there are issues with the data that we have to work through to make it more accurate, because I want to know the answers to those questions. And then if they did test twice, was it the same type of test? Was one a swab? I want to know. There's like a lot of questions that should be being asked and answered, or at least made possible to answer.
Well, maybe, just maybe, and I could be wrong about this, the Democrats are trying to scare everybody so that we don't do our voting and we stay home and we mail in our votes. And so after November comes and the elections are done, COVID might not be such a big threat anymore.
Here's what I would do if I was the president and this happened to me. If that happens, if all of a sudden November 4th there's no more infection, I wouldn't leave office. I would send tanks to the Capitol. I'm Sicilian. I'm sending tanks to the Capitol and I'm staying in power. And that's it. I'm not handing it over. I'm not conceding nothing. I'm going to stay in power. That's how I'm Sicilian. This is why you need a Sicilian president, because I wouldn't put up with half the shit that all these guys are too soft. Everybody nobody has been qualified that has been president is qualified. Only a Sicilian is qualified to be president. That's how I feel. Should be 35 years old. Actually, I think it should be 45. Should be 45 years old. American citizen, not necessarily born here, because I want Schwarzenegger. I think Schwarzenegger would be an awesome president, and have to be Sicilian. Except
I don't think I could understand him. I wouldn't be able to understand him. Listen, COVID's real. Look, I had 50 patients die of COVID. COVID's real. There's no doubt about it. It is real. People die. People dying. I get it. But I think that they might have just taken it a little bit too far and scared the hell out of people that really don't need to be as scared as they are. For instance, my mom, in her mid 70s, she's always afraid. She's always afraid because she watches the TV and I'm like, Mom, go out, live your life.
Right.
Just be careful. Don't get in someone's face. Wash your hands. But I think they made it just a little too far. Just a little bit.
So I've always been a germaphobe anyway. Like the COVID protocols are no problem for me. I was already practicing them. When my kids have a cold, I don't want to go anywhere near them because I hate a head cold. So I gown up when I bring them juice in their room when they're sick. You know, I'm like all gowned and like a surgeon. I got gloves. I already had all this crap in my house. N95s. I'm on the elderberry syrup. I'm on that vitamin C. It's a certain acid type vitamin C. That in addition to all the pulp orange juice, I'm on the oregano oil.
Oh my
ginger.
God.
I'm on all. See, here's the thing with the vitamin store. You ever go to a vitamin store?
Yeah,
like
they make me crazy.
shop?
They make me
They're
crazy.
crazy.
DNC, all of them.
They have a pill for this, a pill for that, a pill for this, a pill for that, a pill for that. Now, shouldn't I be taking like one of everything in that store? I should be taking like 1,200 pills a day. Because how do I know what I have? This one is for teeth. That one's for heart. So there's probably like 200 pills, probably one for each bone. Then each organ. We're talking like 300 pills right there.
Yes, but can I just say something as a clinician?
Yes.
Number one, a lot of them are not FDA approved, and you really want to make sure that they are. And you want
Why? I like the non-FDA approved ones because they take forever.
Well, you don't know if what's in that pill is actually in that pill.
Well, that I want to know.
But you don't know that because nobody's actually checked it out. So I can tell you that I'm giving you 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, but really there's shit in there because I made it up in my house and I'm selling it.
Well, somebody should regulate that.
Someone should. The second...
It's always funny when people know what they're talking about, can come on the show and tear apart my joke.
Oh, and then the other thing, well, I'm a clinician. Like, there's certain things I have to say and get it out there because I don't want people. I know people laugh and they listen to you, but they need to know the other part of it is if people are taking supplementation, and they have to tell their doctor because a lot of these supplements work really weirdly with medication, and a lot of people leave that out. So you go to the doctor, like, what are you taking? And they're like, oh, I take Lipitor, or I take Lostatin, whatever. And then they forget that they also take some kind of ginger root and whatever. But they have to tell the doctor everything.
So my doctors are like, holy shit, what the hell? Because I go to my doctors. So there's two. So first of all, if you want real medical advice, you should be listening to Danielle. If you want bullshit, then that's what I'm here for. So the only thing that I actually ever really am serious about is airplanes and data, right? Those are the things I do professionally. That's it.
Otherwise, wait, airplanes and what else? What was the second thing?
I do data analytics consulting. So that's the only thing that people should really be listening to me on. Okay. Otherwise, I take those things, but I do tell my doctor because the ginger root and all this other crap. And yeah, I don't know what they're going to say, like the interactions. You know what bothers me, though, seriously? And many comedians do jokes about it. Those ads for the drugs should not be aimed at the consumer. I did not go to medical school. I should not be telling the doctor that I want a certain drug for whatever condition. They should tell me which one I should take. I shouldn't say, oh, I want L-Fixor, which fixes everything. Oh, but it causes decapitation, cancer, and spontaneous combustion. Like people are just exploding from taking, whatever tour. And
okay, I hear you. I totally hear you. However, don't you believe that you need to take an active role in your medical, who you are, medical being? Because isn't it like we would be being sheeps that we just go to the doctor, they tell us something and we believe it? Don't we see that happening in government right now? We're just believing what somebody who apparently is in authority says to us. Like, we really need to take an active role. So now if I hear that I have high blood pressure, it's kind of up to me to figure out, obviously the doctor's the expert, right?
Right. Well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, I like to have the, I don't like to tell the captain how to fly. You need to have some knowledge, but those drug ads kind of weird to me. Can I do a new bit for you that I'm working on?
You can do anything you want.
All right. So I'm working on a bit where I'm going to have Tommy Lee Jones play the congressman, right? And Al Pacino is going to play Dr. Fauci, right? I'm doing a COVID movie preview. So I'll just do one line from each guy for you. Tell me what you think, right? So Tommy Lee Jones is the congressman. Dr. Fauci, where did this virus originate? Overseas. Overseas is a big place. Could you be more precise? Wuhan, China. Wuhan. So I'm going to do like a whole bit about the question and answer.
That's great.
Do you watch the congressional hearings on television? Do you ever watch those?
Yeah, because I have nothing to do during the day when I'm working. That I can just sit down and watch TV.
Well, the highlights. I know you're very busy, which is why
I do not. I stay away from the news. The news gives me anxiety.
Me too. But those congressional hearings, they are so rude to the witness. If I was testifying before Congress, like about the state of heckling and stand-up comedy, and they were rude to me like that, I would say, you knock that gavel one more time, I'm going to reach over that desk and hit you over the head with it. I wouldn't take their shit. And if they say, reclaiming my time, stop, the witness will suspend. Bullshit. I came down here from New York. I paid $200 for the train, and you're not going to let me talk? F you. I'm leaving. I got a table waiting for me at the Monocle. The Monocle, by the way, if you're ever in D.C., the Monocle bread basket is phenomenal. They have the nut bread. What?
You're allowed to go there? I mean, there's no 6-foot rule, or there's a 6-foot rule? Like, what?
I'm talking when I used to go down pre-COVID.
Because when is this going to be over?
Next week. No, I'm
counting.
Nice. Well, let's pretend it's over, right? So if you were to go to D.C. on the Senate side of Capitol Hill, there's a restaurant called the Monocle. Phenomenal food. My other favorite restaurant there is the Old Ebbitt Grill right next to the White House. I like to go there to eat, and then I walk around the White House. I love that. That's a nice, as a presidential impressionist, that's my thing. I like to walk around there. Did you see what happened today at the White House?
Oh, God, no.
So Trump, oh my God, the show's like half over. So Trump is giving a speech, and there was a shooting outside. So the Secret Service agent comes up to him and goes, "Excuse me, sir, you have to follow me." And they take him out. And then the media, he comes back a few minutes later, the media starts asking a lot of stupid questions. And I'm like, I'd be like, so he must have said 10 times he has no additional details, but a report will be out later. On the West Wing, that very thing happened, and we had to wait till the next episode to find out more. So it's like, they're like, do you have any details on the shooter? Was it male or female? What kind of guy? He already said no.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know. I would be like, y'all get the hell out of my house. If you people keep asking these stupid questions, FDR had a swimming pool where this press room is. I'm putting the pool back in. That's what I would say. Get the hell out of my house. I have a lot of friends that are journalists, so I like to break their chops. But if they ask questions like that, I throw them all the hell right out of the house.
No, absolutely, 100%. I get in trouble a lot at work because I don't have a filter. Because sometimes you just ask me a dumb question, you need a dumb answer.
Dumb answer, yes. Now, I don't care who the president is. I always sympathize for no matter what party, right? So if that was anybody, it could be me, it could be you as the president. If they ask stupid questions, I would love for you to be president. But I can't do your voice, so that's a non-starter. I always go by if I can do the voice more so than anything else. But so if we have a female president, she really has to sound like Dustin Hoffman from Tootsie. Because I already do the voice.
Michelle Obama? Oh.
Nope, can't do the voice.
But she's like a man.
Oh, well, so that's like been going around. So anyway, so again with the, so let's talk about Flash Gordon. Perfect segue into Flash. Oh, so I wanted to ask you this question last time we were on the show, and I forgot to ask you. If you were in a Flash Gordon movie, they're going to remake Flash Gordon.
I'm not okay with that. I hate remakes.
All right, they're going to make, not a remake, but they're going to make, not a remake of the movie. Okay. A new Flash Gordon show, product.
Okay.
Show a movie. Not a, it's like a sequel.
I'll play Dale.
So I was going to ask you, did you want to play Dale or would you play Princess, whatever her name was?
Aurora. I mean, I think I would play Princess Aurora. Well, Dale has a much bigger role.
Well, no, we would make, either role would be equal in size.
Oh, then I would play the princess.
We're going to rewrite the movie.
Okay, I would definitely be the princess. Do you want to hear something very interesting that you might not know, but maybe I told you already? So, Flash Gordon and Dallas are my two favorite everything. So is Dirty Dancing. But did you know that Dale, who played Dale in Flash Gordon, also played Linda on Dallas?
I did not know that.
I know.
Melody Anderson is the actress.
She played when Sue Ellen Ewing was with Dusty. Do you remember that whole thing with Dusty Farlow, Stephen Farlow? And
yeah.
Okay, so Dusty Farlow ended up marrying Dale, her name was Linda on the show. I don't even know her real name. On Dallas. You know, but she had blonde hair. She looked like crap. But it's just interesting that they're both my favorite shows.
Well, Samuel J. Jones in real life has brown hair, and Melody Anderson has blonde hair, and they both got switched for the movie.
Oh, that's so funny.
So why would you, if you were to play either role, what would you like about either role? Why would you play that one?
Okay, because she's so much sexier. The princess. She's so much sexier. Oh my God, her eye makeup was fantastic.
The eye makeup was pretty cool. Yeah.
She's a little bit dark and mysterious. She's kind of like evil a little bit. Like that's totally me jumping up and down saying "Go Flash Go" is really not my personality.
That's not you, right? Okay.
Go Flash Go.
Well, we wouldn't have to. The movie wouldn't have to be made like that. I would play the Hawkman guy. I'd play Baron.
Why wouldn't you? He's
not
awesome.
Not Baron.
No. Voltan.
Voltan. I'd play Voltan. I'm not going to play Flash Gordon.
What's his favorite? Do you know his line? Who wants to live forever? And then die. And then Queen comes on. He's like, who wants to live forever? Die. And then
was it Dive? I thought it was Dive.
I thought it was Dive. I don't know. Oh, maybe it is Dive.
We'll look it up.
Oh,
we'll look it up.
I bet it is Dive. But you know what? Years ago, remember the song Amadeus?
Rock me Amadeus. Sure.
Yeah. I used to think it was Hot Potatoes.
I used to think it was I'm a Danish. Oh, I'm a Danish. Oh, I'm a Danish. See, I make everything food related.
I thought it was hot potato.
I used to think, what was it in, what was the Michael Jackson song I used to think was food? Oh, crap. It'll come to me. But I thought it was I'm a Danish. Oh, I'm a Danish.
I'm going to tell my son because whenever it comes on, because I always listen to the 80s. So whenever it's on the car, my son starts making fun of me. And he's like, hot potato. Now I'm going to tell him I'm a Danish. Oh, my God. That's hysterical.
Oh, I know what it was. In the Michael Jackson song, when he goes, the kid is not my son, I thought he said the chair is not at my side. I'm like, what the hell is the chair? Like, you know who's the worst? I love Stevie Nicks. I've seen Stevie Nicks.
Her voice is so hot.
Incredible, right? Incredible.
Oh, my gosh.
Incredible.
She's like the best of the best.
And I can never understand what she's like. I can't understand her sometimes. I did. You got to read the Facebook post I did on Stevie Nicks for Stand Back. I did a COVID version of Stand Back.
How come I didn't see it?
I don't know. The book face is weird. Let me look it up. I don't even remember what I wrote. Let me see. I got to find it. The book face is not easy to use. And it always changes the book face.
The book face.
I call it the book face.
The book face is definitely one-sided in a lot of ways.
And I call Twitter the tweeter.
I just feel like on Twitter, I can just be more myself. And I don't have to worry about any of my patients, family members hearing me rant and rave about
on the Twitter, yeah.
Right, because I just say some awful things about awful people.
Oh, here it is. I got the Stevie Nicks. So this is a song parody I wrote. I'm going to record it in my Adam Sandler voice, but it's this is Stand Back quarantine version. You ready?
Yeah.
So I wrote where's the best part? In the middle of the room, I did not go near you. It's all right. Standing in a line 6 feet apart. And then you know the part when she goes, la, 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 la. I go, Lysol. I can't find Lysol. Then I said, do not come near me, my friend. Lots of germs that you can send. No one calls my name. Glad they never came. I got the whole thing down. The whole.
Can you sing like her, though? Can you sing like her?
I said, no. Stand back in the middle of my room. I did not go near you. I go,
it's all
so right. I ran to get away from you. Maybe a face mask was more than you could do. She asked me for some gloves, and that was all. I got the whole thing. I'm going to record it. I got to get in the studio. I got a band. I'm going to get her band.
Oh, you get her band?
No, I'll record it. Sounds better the other way, though.
That's true. I saw her get her band.
I saw her at the Garden, and incredible. And she's got the guitar guy coming out. He was wailing for like 5 minutes before she came out, just
She's
playing the intro to Stand Back. She's amazing.
She's a goddess. She's absolutely a goddess.
So I was actually talking to my wife about this because my wife is like, she thinks we're still married in heaven, my wife. I said, no. My contract ends with you with Death Do Us Part. I said, I'm going to date Cleopatra. I'm going to date, I had a dream I tried to date Amelia Earhart because we're both pilots, right? She told me to get lost. So get lost, Amelia Earhart.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Get lost. That's funny. See, you're a comedian. That was funny. Let me ask you a question. If you had to think of a mystical creature that you think you are or you were in another dimension, which mystical creature would you be?
Mystical creature. I would be a something that flies, like a bird of some kind. Because I like to fly. So I'd be like a bird.
A bird?
Yeah.
So maybe you were. Maybe
I was a bird.
I think I'm a Pegasus.
A Pegasus? Well, that's a horse that flies.
I really think that's what I am.
Now, TriStar Pictures used to have a Pegasus at the beginning of every picture.
Oh my God, that's right, they did.
TriStar.
And she was black. She was beautiful. Wasn't she black?
Yep.
Was she black? Yeah.
Now
I gotta look it up.
But Iron Eagle. Did you ever see the movie Iron Eagle?
No.
Did you ever see Top Gun?
Yes.
Yes, you had to have.
I love that.
You like Top Gun?
I love Top Gun.
All right,
Who doesn't love Top Gun? Who doesn't love Top Gun?
I got a Top Gun trivia question for you.
Go ahead. You don't have anything? Why don't you ask me questions like about Dirty Dancing or something I'm going to know?
This is a Top Gun F-16. Got it right here. Little model.
Oh, that looks like your wife's curtains.
Can I tell you something? The curtains are right over there. They're in my office. Because we're redoing the house. We had new windows put in.
Nice.
So the curtains are down. And I don't know. So that was real. That NBC News story I did with the curtains down with Tom Brokaw. The curtains are down. They are down. That was true. I don't know if they're going back up. She may not put them back up. So then somebody said I should sew cotton in them because they're not very thick and make them into masks. and sell
them and sign them.
Honestly, nobody's listening except all the audience. Aren't those hideous curtains?
They're ugly.
Ugly.
Well, they were okay in like 1970, I think.
They are the 1970s third world paramilitary camouflage curtains. So I don't know where. I think she got them from either Syria or like one of the Latin American militaries.
I just think 2020, they might be a little outdated.
Oh,
but who am I? I still watch Dallas on TV, so what do I know about outdated?
Oh, you know what I got to tell you? My friend Carlo Valerio, who's been on the show a couple of times, he runs a radio show called Animal House Radio Show. He had Donna Mills as a guest. Yeah.
How's she looking these days? Because she was so hot back then.
She still looks fantastic. So I had a huge thing for her when I was in high school. Donna Mills was Abby.
Shocking.
Isn't that shocking? Abby. And you cannot get Knots Landing anywhere. And she talked about it on the show. It's not available on any streaming service. You can't get the DVDs nowhere. But
Why?
You can get that. I have no idea. And they were talking about bringing Knots Landing back. It's still very popular. It's got a huge cult following.
No, stop. No, I hate that. Stop.
I know.
When they brought Dallas back, it was horrendous.
What do you mean brought it back?
When they did the Dallas series again in like 2000.
No, I'm not talking about bringing it back. I'm talking about the old episodes.
Oh, 100%.
Right, yeah.
Oh, my God, yes.
It's 2020, right? Every single thing ever made, right? If you wanted to see an old episode of freaking Columbo, it should be instantly at your fingertips.
Like the Little Rascals.
The Little Rascals, anything ever made. If you want to see the whatever movie, whatever TV show, every single thing made prior to, I don't know, like 2000. Anything more than 20 years old should be instantly available for free.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
It already made its money. Right.
You know what? You know what I really miss? I miss years ago. Do you remember Channel 11 at night, 10 o'clock? It'd be The Odd Couple, and then Taxi was on. Like, I missed that. Like,
you know what I want back? I want Love Boat Fantasy Island.
You want that Saturday night back? 9
to 11. Yes.
You want that? You want your Saturday night back?
I want that. I love the Fantasy Islands when the Devil was on it, when it was Roddy McDowell.
Oh! I was going to say the Devil's always on it. That show was scary dark.
Scary dark. Rourke, I'll get you, Rourke.
That's, you know what? Now that I look back, I don't know how I used to like it as a little kid, because now that I understand it, it was always a lesson, and it was not a pretty lesson. People got hurt. People were like half dead. It was a scary show. But the Love Boat was fun.
I don't do a good Ricardo Montalban, but I wish I did, because I love the book. Like I always say, like one time I posted on Facebook, I had tattoo, and I go, "Who's that, boss? Mr. John Santo. What's his fantasy, boss? His fantasy is for his wife to take down those stupid hideous curtains. Can you do it, boss? Tattoo, some things are beyond even my powers."
So what would be your fantasy besides the curtains?
I like the Thunderbirds episode where the guy was in the Thunderbirds.
No. What would be your fantasy?
That might be it, to be one of the Thunderbirds.
Really? Those are the ones that fly overhead? Yeah.
The flying team.
That's your huge fantasy?
Well, no. I have two. All right, so that one is like one that you can talk about in public, and then I've got. I guess the other one would be to be stuck on Paradise Island with Wonder Woman and all of them.
And a magic lasso.
The lasso. Let me tell you something. She wouldn't have to use that lasso on me. I'll tell her, Wonder Woman, you look fantastic. You don't need no lasso. I'll tell you the truth.
Lindsay Carter's a babe.
Totally. If those bulletproof bracelets get scuffed, I'll polish them. Wonder Woman, because she works hard. She comes home, I'll take care of the bracelets. I'll polish up the crown. I got a very good.
Were you a Bionic Woman? Did you like the Bionic Woman?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. Then they had the Bionic dog. What was the dog's name? Sam, maybe? Max?
It was
Sam?
Max.
No.
Max. It was Max.
No. Max? Was it Max? Because Freeway is the dog from Heart to Heart, right? Are you going to Google it?
I'm going to totally Google it.
Heart to Heart. Remember Heart to Heart?
When they met, it was murder.
Yeah, okay, so that dog's name was Freeway, right?
I don't remember. Maximilian was the Bionic dog. Maximilian. Points. The Bionic dog. They always made that sound when they had the Bionics. Did you ever notice that Oscar Goldman, no matter where they went, they could be like raiding like a jungle compound? He always had a three-piece suit. Like he would never wear fatigues. It's like suits. And I went to that building in Washington. It's the Senate building. That window that was his office, I went to it in Washington. I found out where it was. I goggled it, and I went to it. And then I went to Miami Vice, where they had the office in Miami. You ever watch Miami Vice?
Wasn't a Miami Vice fan, no.
No. You were like the Dirty Dancing. I never saw that movie.
What?
Never saw Dirty Dancing.
I know you're kidding right now. There's no way you never saw it.
I've never seen it.
Wait, no. With Jennifer Grey and Patrick Swayze, you never saw the movie?
Parts of it, but never the whole picture.
Wait a second.
I know. Yeah. But I did see Red Dawn, Jennifer Grey, Leah Thompson. Both of them in that movie. Great movie.
You need to see Dirty Dancing. How could you not? Did you see Flashdance?
Not a dancing movie person.
All right, Breakfast Club?
Of course.
Wait, of course the Breakfast Club, but not of course to Dirty Dancing?
Yeah, no, I saw the Breakfast Club. I saw 16 Candles. I saw those movies, 16 Candles.
St. Elmo's Fire?
Yep. St. Elmo's Fire. But the Donger made 16 Candles. Without the Donger, there's no movie.
Really? He's the one that you think made the movie?
The Donger? If I did yes, you don't think so? The Donger?
I don't think he made the movie.
Big lake. You never saw the.
I
You
kind
don't
of
think
like the
dong?
grandparents in that movie.
Oh, the grandparents too. Yes, but the grandparents were dong when he goes, "What do we eat? Quiche. How do you spell? You don't spell it, son. You eat it."
Yeah, eat it.
Yes, the grandparents were fun too.
I kind of think the grandparents made that movie. They were hysterical.
Yeah, they did. Did you watch War Games? Were you a War Games person?
Do you want to play a game? Love that movie.
What's the password for the? I asked this to call. Nobody can answer this question.
Falcon.
The password that when it was written down on the desk when he goes to the principal's office. We only got like 2 minutes.
I don't know.
Show.
Really?
We're gonna have you back. We'll have you back. I'll be back in like 2 weeks.
That sucks. Wait, I don't know. What was the password? I thought the password was Falcon.
Pencil.
Wait, what password? What password?
The one when he goes to the principal's office, he pulls out the desk drawer and they have all the passwords written down to change his grades. Not the one for the nuclear launch codes. The one, the school. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have made that clear. You don't lose any points for that.
I hope not, but I'm right though about Falcon, right? Wasn't that it? Something about the Falcon and the stupid bird. They had to go to the island.
Pterodactyl. He had the pterodactyl. Professor Falcon. Professor Falcon was the guy.
That's it.
Yes. Falken. Yes.
Now that was a great movie. Do you want to play a game?
Do you want to play a game? Computers don't call people. Yours did.
Not only that, but it's now started like World War III.
That was a cool movie.
That was a great movie. I don't know why it doesn't get more, more people talking about it. I'm going to make my son watch it.
So I think the show, we only have like a minute left. I'm going to have you back because we didn't even cover the whole Flash Gordon stuff, and we're going to have you back on.
Tell me what JR stands for. Do you know what JR stands for?
Yes.
Don't look it up. Don't Google it.
You caught me. I don't know. Wait. Something Ross. John Ross.
Right. And what was JR's first son's name?
John Ross.
No, that's not his first son.
I don't tell you. I don't know.
JR has 3 kids.
3?
He has one with Sue Ellen. Then he has James. He had James when he was like 19.
Oh, right.
You're like annoyed with yourself right now. It's very funny. And then he has the baby with Callie.
Right.
At the end, he has a baby with Callie.
This is why I gotta rewatch all these before I have you back on. So I'm gonna have you on either in 2 weeks or until I have or 3 weeks until I get the Dallas series. I can't compete with you. It's crazy. You're great.
I mean, the first one. Let's talk about Digger's daughter really quick. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have to talk about Digger's daughter. That was the first JR. That was the first Dallas episode. What was the only? Okay, last question. What was the only person who was on every single episode of Dallas?
The mother.
No, they changed her in the middle. No, JR is the only one. He's the only one who was on the first episode in every single episode. And Cliff,
they did change the mother.
What? They changed the mother.
They changed the mother.
And she sucked. The other mother sucked. She was terrible.
Well, I got to wrap up this
back. All right,
go wrap up. But we're going to have you back on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this episode of the radio where your regular host got his ass kicked again by the great Danielle, who knows every detail. You thought I knew Top Gun well? She knows everything about all those shows.
I do.
So we're gonna have you back on in a couple of weeks. Until then, thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Radio.